This review video is going to be on its touchscreen cooking thermometer by JMR Products. So this is how the product comes packaged to you in this plain white box here. You know, nothing great about it, but it does the job. And then inside this box will be your product, and also it will be your directions. I highly recommend reading over these. You know, it gives you some useful information about how to do a few things with the thermometer. But this is what your thermometer looks like. It is 2 pieces, and it does require batteries. Okay, so it's 2 pieces, so this unplugs from here. Like I said, it does require 2 AAA batteries, and they go in right back here. Sorry, I got wires sticking to the back of the magnets. This also comes with, you can use it as a timer or the thermometer. So those buttons are on the back here. So you can have the cook or the timer, and then here's the on and off button. So I'm just going to go ahead first and talk about the thermometer part, and then I'll talk about the timer part. But this is made out of plastic, and like I did say, there's 2 magnets right here, so it can be stuck to your microwave, refrigerator, or wherever you want to stick it at. Also, the battery compartment back here also comes with a stand in it. So all you do is right here, you just take your fingernail or finger and just push up, and that will open the stand up. Now, if you open it up like that, it's going to pop everything off of there, so just be careful. It only opens up a little bit, like that. So it will sit like that. Okay, so that's pretty much about the cosmetic part of it. So let me go ahead and turn this on. So I don't know how clearly that's going to show up on the screen, but it does come, I mean, you can see the screen. If I'm looking at it, I can see it pretty well from here. But what I don't like about this is that it automatically comes set in Celsius, and you can change it to Fahrenheit. You just have to hold in this middle button right there, and it changes it over to Fahrenheit. So you can see that on the screen. Right there goes the Fahrenheit. What I do like about this is that the settings for the beef, you can choose between well, medium, medium rare, and rare. And then if you want to go through for the other ones, there's pork, chicken, turkey, veal, lamb, ham, fish, and then there's one here that you can program it. So for the beef at medium, it's saying it should be at 160 degrees Fahrenheit. So you would just stick this into your meat, and then once it reaches right here on this side here, will show you the temperature, and once it reaches that temperature, it beeps for you. Now, here's what I don't like about it. I mean, overall, it's a nice product. I do like the product. It's very, very easy to work. Nothing to it. And then if you want to do the timer, you just go to the back, click it on timer. The timer only goes up to 59 minutes and 59 seconds. So you can't do anything past that. As you can see right here, we're at what, 55, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So if I hit that again, it's going to take it back over to 0. And then for the seconds, again, it just takes it up to the 59 seconds as well. And then to start it, all you do is just hit start. It's going to count down in the seconds here. And then you're also going to be able to actually hear a beep here. So that's the beep. It's also the same beep it does when it gets to the correct temperature. So when you want to, you know, actually use the temperature part, you got to make sure you have this plugged into there. Okay. So that's everything I like about this. And, you know, it's just a great thermometer. I do highly recommend it. It's not perfect, as with nothing really is. Here's the things I don't like about this. First of all, you have to, because it's a display screen, you have to, a digital display screen, you have to look at it at the right angle to be able to get a clear view of it. And every time I turn this off and on, I have to set from the Celsius to the Fahrenheit, which isn't a problem, but it does, it does get to be a pain. For me, the beeping, I think the beeping is very low. It's adequate. It does work. It does get the job done. I would prefer to have it a little bit louder. Like I said, and also with the timer only goes up to an hour. And, which, I mean, if I'm cooking something on a stovetop or that's nothing. But if I'm baking something or cooking something in the oven for a lot longer than that. So, but, I mean, it's alright. That's fine. That's nothing big. Here's what I don't really like about this. When I got this, I originally thought I'd be able to, put this into the meat and cook in my oven with it. However, you cannot do that. This thermometer is good for using on the grill, because you can use this on the grill with no problem. Put this in your meat raw, put your meat on the grill, shut your grill and forget about it, until it reaches its temperature. That's fine. However, you can't use this in the oven. And it clearly states on here that you cannot use this on the oven. And right here. Never use the thermometer in a closed oven. So that kind of defeats the purpose of actually why I wanted it. And I wish they would have clearly stated that on their product page. And I've read some reviews where people actually was using this in their oven. I personally won't do that because it clearly states not to do that. So I don't know what the harm would be. But yeah. I know you can't stick this part in the oven, but I really thought I'd be able to put the thermometer part in the oven and be done with it. But otherwise than that, this is a great thermometer. I do like it for using it on a grill. I've used it on the grill a couple times and I like that fact about it. The cord here is nice and long. It's a very adequate cord. And it's an easy cleanup. I just unplug it from here and if this gets dirty, I just wipe it off with a wet cloth. So that's no biggie. And then with this as well, I also wipe this off with a wet cloth and clean it. I think it is dishwasher safe. Did I read that on there? The thermometer is not waterproof or dishwasher safe. Okay, so you cannot use it in a dishwasher. Okay. And also, I highly recommend, my husband's a chef, so we do this with all of our thermometers. We calibrate them before we start using them just to make sure it gives us an adequate, correct temperature. And you can Google how to calibrate your thermometers. It's very easy to do. Alright, so that's my review. I do give this 4 out of 5 stars. I would purchase this again. And I do want to give a full disclaimer here at the end. I did receive this product for a discounted price for my fair and honest review, and that is my review. So, thank you for watching. Hope you found this helpful.